Hey everyone, the guy Matt here, and welcome to my college football bowl predictions. I'm going to be predicting every single bowl game this upcoming bowl season. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Bit of a long video, so hope you get ready. I'll try and keep it these short though. Georgia, Southern Ohio, don't know much about either of these teams, but Sun Belt, the Fun Belt. For that reason, I'm rolling with the Georgia Southern Eagles. Coached by Clay Hilton, old USC coach. Go Georgia Southern. Jacksonville State, Louisiana. Louisiana, Billy Napier used to coach here before. Again, don't know much about these schools, I apologize. But Jack State with Rich Rodriguez, PTSD for Michigan fans. Not bad, West Virginia and Arizona. The DFS, and they seem to hit upset FSU a few years back when I remember. Why not? Let's roll with Rich Rod. Give me Jacksonville State, the Gamecocks, to win. Something about I found out, by the way, Jacksonville State in Alabama, not Florida. You think Jacksonville would be in like Florida, not Alabama, but there you go. Miami Ohio against App State. App State's usually quite good in football. Obviously, you have those upset. Again, I don't know much about these teams. I apologize. Like these, like group of five. I gave it my best shot though. So App State usually good. Miami Ohio. My Williams head coach Sean McVay went there, so yay them. But I like App State to win this one. The Mountaineers. Alrighty, couple teams I know some stuff about. New Mexico State and Fresno State. Oh, well, New Mexico State beat Auburn on the road, that's all I know. But Fresno State, they beat Purdue early in the on the road. Pretty good in the Mountain West play. New Mexico State, their coach would get a job somewhere else if he hasn't already, I like. But Fresno State always been very good in the Mountain West. I like to see them get a bowl one this year. If your quarterback Hannah, I believe it is, very good QB. Give me the Bulldogs to win this one. Shout out to you, Aaron Judge. And Devontae Adams. Righty, UCLA and Boise State up next. Even in the down year for the Broncos, they fired their head coach, yet they won the Mountain West, and now they're playing a Pac-12 team in the bowl game. LA Bowl visited by Gronkowski. It'll be interesting to see how the Bruins defense ended up against the Broncos offense, but Boise State's still just been off for real since the Julio. Meanwhile, at UCLA, the defense is for real. The offense might struggle, but defense wins championships. UCLA has the better defense, so give me the Bruins to win. Cal and Texas Tech up next. I never really got the Texas Tech preseason hype. Dark Horse Big 12 contender, and I am so glad I was right. Couple of just mid teams facing off here, but I like the Red Raiders and just Cal. They won some games in Pac-12. Give credit, they are just I don't know, just like the feel of Texas Tech in this one. So give me the Red Raiders to win. Western Kentucky and Old Dominion up next. Again, I apologize. Like, honestly, for Power 5 schools and like Boise State, I know a bit. But, I really don't know much about these two schools, but I've driven past Old Dominion. So for that reason, go Old U Monarchs. I've just driven past it. I've not been to Kentucky, but I've driven past Old Dominion. So yeah, that's why I'm picking the Monarchs. Sneaky good game up here, UTSA and Marshall. Yeah, that's going to be a sneaky game too. High quality G5 teams. Marshall beat Virginia Tech, and I think they beat NC State as well. I might be wrong on that NC State. I apologize, but I know they beat Virginia Tech. Maybe NC State, if not, I apologize. Then UTSA. You have talked to the coach, I believe, for A&M. It sounds he's there, so as I know. Should be a good game. Roadrunners have been been a pretty good team these past couple of years. First in the American, almost beaten to the conference championship. Huff, the head coach of Marshall, I believe his name is. Playing sense that might get a job out too. Could be a close one, but I like Roadrunners just like Looney Tunes. So, but I think UTSA is the better team all around. Played higher degree of competition. Give me UTSA to win. South Florida and Syracuse up next. Nice turnout for USF. Almost beat playoff contender Alabama in week 3. Facing off against Yolan Jones, new head coach I see from Georgia. I like South Florida, so I just feel like Syracuse just want to see what their new head coach gives them. This game means something to South Florida. Like, hey, no one saw us coming. And I think the Bulls get the job and give me USF to win. Now, the rivals in the Wall and I for UCF Dynasty video coming tomorrow. Please watch. UCF Knights again in the Gasper. Is this the Gasper Bowl or is it the Neville Bowl? I think it is Gasper because they beat Florida in it a couple years ago. I apologize if it's not. Facing off against Georgia Tech, one of the most confusing teams in college football. They beat Miami when Miami screwed up the knee at the end. They lost the home at Bowling Green and they almost beat Georgia. Like, excuse me, like anything to be consistent, I appreciate it. But I like the Knights. As I said, Gus Malzahn, first year the Big 12 did go that really, but they had some close one-score losses. Obviously, an inexcusable collapse against Baylor. A bad game against West Virginia, close loss at Oklahoma. I think usually would definitely be better for Malzahn and the Knights in the Luke Big 12. I think we see a glimpse of that here as they get the win, giving UCF to win. Both schools head coaches left, so could be a bit of a letdown, but I like Duke in this one. Ryan Leonard left, yeah, but Filet lost their head coach. Feel like that he's really the key reason for their success. Coaching it too late now, I believe. So yeah, I like that Duke defense against the Dragons. Give me Duke. Arkansas State, Northern Illinois. No clue, no clue, honestly. But I'll roll with NIU just because sometimes at the bottom you say no Illinois, and I like that. So give me Northern Illinois to win. One of the better bowl games coming up next: James Madison and Air Force. JMU obviously should be in a much higher bowl game, but obviously because of well, thanks a lot, Kupo. 3, 2, 1. James Madison Air Force up next. JMU should win a much higher bowl game because the NCAA is fucking stupid. They aren't. Should be a good matchup against Air Force. Start off out of the gate hop, but kind of falls from down the stretch and Mouse of us play. Duke's head coach obviously left for Indiana Signetti, if that's how you pronounce it. But I think JMU wins this one. I think he says the Murray to show that they belong in the better bowl game. I think Air Force is going to play them close. I think they could give them some issues with the option, but I think the Dukes get it done. They won their first bowl game as an FBS team as the Jacksonville State earlier. Give me JMU to win. Georgia State, Utah State up next. Utah State kind of like the unheralded program in the state of Utah, and since they always get picked up by BYU and Normal Utah, I'm going to pick with him, giving Utah State. South Alabama, Eastern Michigan up next. South Alabama, beat Oklahoma State on the road. That tells me something. Give me South Alabama to win. Utah Northwestern up next in the Las Vegas Bowl. Las Vegas Bowl, this matchup, I should say, Pac-12 Big Ten. I like the Utes. So obviously Northwestern came out of nowhere to win a lot more than people expected. Under David Vaughn. But the Utes still did solid under Kyle Whittingham, and I think they capped off a solid season for Vegas Bowl win because he was on that deal in Vegas, especially in the NFL this year. Give me Utah to win. Coastal Carolina, San Jose State up next. I was liking Coastal Carolina, but then their QB, Grayson McCall, went on the transfer portal. Now I'm not so sure about them. In Hawaii, travel is a thing. San Jose State's closer, so give me the Spartans to win. Bowling Green, Minnesota up next. Minnesota made it with a losing record to the bowl game, only team to do so. Bowling Green, I think it's a bit particularly like some action, Mac action. I'm going to Bowling Green. So just I don't care if you have a losing record, don't play in a bowl game. Make it more exclusive instead of less exclusive is what I'm trying to say here. So give me Bowling Green to win. Battle for a piece of Texas. So next, Texas State and Rice. Congrats on Rice making a bowl game. Why do they play Texas, JFS? Why do they play Texas State, I ask? Nothing against UW scores, huh? I like Texas State in this one, Big upset over Baylor this year. Rice, and, they won the game, but it's Rice. I can't trust them in football. Give me Texas State to win. Love this. And again, sneaky good matchup appeal. Kansas and UNLV. Rebels came out of nowhere this year to make a bowl, to be in the Mountain West Conference title game and get 9 wins. They'll be a first double-digit season since 1984 ever, I believe, if they win. This bowl game against the Jayhawks with Lance Leipold staying in Lawrence, but Kansas, they did have some highlights like Oklahoma, they had some lowlights, getting blown out by Texas and, losing some games maybe they shouldn't have. I used to be close. This could be a fun game to see, how Kansas matches up against the Rebels defense, But I think ULV's motivated. Kansas was motivated last year for the bowl game. They're gonna want to get revenge this year against whoever they're playing. But I think this game will mean more to UNLV in the grand scheme of things now. So you're playing emotionally after that awful shooting that a few days ago. So give me the Rebels to win this one. The one in Rebels is what the basketball team is called, by the way. Not in football, just something to sort of be accurate there. Louisville, USC up next in the Holiday Bowl. Caleb Williams will not be playing for the Trojans, which is expected. I'm going with Louisville in this one. I know their offense looked awful against FSU, but they're playing USC's defense. They should have like at least 50. Yeah, and the Trojans um when USC we saw last year when they play a game that they feel is beneath them, up to their high standards they haven't reached since since the peak Hill days. If they play a game beneath them, they don't show up. This is a game beneath USC. They're not gonna show up. So give me Louisville to win this one. Texas A&M and Oklahoma State up next. Which version of these teams will show up? Who knows? It'll be the good Texas A&M we saw under Jimbo that I can't pretend that they're good at Jimbo. It'll be like the better Texas A&M we see this year, like the at times against like Arkansas and whatnot, or it'll be the bad Texas A&M like we saw against Tennessee. Oklahoma State will be the Oklahoma State who won the last Bedlam game, or will be the Oklahoma State who got trashed by UCF and Texas. Really don't know, but I think the Pokes win this one. They're gonna get some sort of revenge against the state of Texas. Might not be the law close if they get revenge against the state in another way. I'll give you Oklahoma State to win. Virginia Tech and Tulane up next. Tulane's head coach Fritz left for Houston. Virginia Tech, nice turnaround, especially in the second half of the year under Bud Pry. Give me thoughts on this one, but Tulane had their nice win Bowman last year. I think the Hokies are eager to show that they can be back to make a consistent top 25 team. I think they get the win here. Give me Virginia Tech to win. UNC West Virginia up next. Drake May not going to be playing in this game. I see the players for the draft. I like the balance of the years in this one. North Carolina kind of did live up to expectations this year. Supposed to be an ACC contender. They won't. Yeah, West Virginia still past expectations. Got the hot seat cooled off. I think Vanderbilt's cap a nice season with a win. Give me West Virginia to win. Best of the non-New Year 6 up next, Arizona and Oklahoma. Obviously, great out of nowhere. Dreadfish got these Wildcats back in the top 25 out of nowhere. Good for them. He looks to transition them to be a consistent Big 12 contender. The conference since Oklahoma State next year for the SEC. I like Arizona. This one, Dylan Gabriel transferring out of Oklahoma. They lost their entire offensive line to the transfer portal. Arizona's going to want to put an exclamation point on a great season, and I think they get it done here in the Alamo Bowl. Redfish really is a good head coach. Hope he can stay there and build something special for you Wildcat fans. Oklahoma, I think next year could be a struggle in the SEC, losing a lot of talent. When the most hot seat might be back, so give me Arizona to win. Mascot up next, NC State and Kansas State. Should be a good game besides like the whole Underbill mascot thing. But I like the Wolfpack in this one. Dave Doran, ever since Steve Smith said something, it seems like NC State's still like a different football team. Kansas State lost Will Howard to the transfer portal. Avery Johnson should be a good backup, but inexperienced, lost the offensive coordinator, so I think, tough losses for K-State this year. I think NC State, builds up expectations for next year just to not live up to them. Give me NC State, the Wolfpack, to win. SMU, Boston College up next in the Fenway Bowl. Seems a bit unfair. Boston College is like this, but doesn't matter. I think SMU gets the job done. Their best season, and God knows how long since Eric Dickerson was there. I think they kept it off with a Bowman. Give me the Mustangs. Rutgers in Miami up next. Again, Rutgers playing a game at Yankee Stadium right next to them compared to Miami. Seems fair. But I like Miami. I think Miami's just like, Rutgers, they had a nice season, but it's still Rutgers, I'm sorry. So give me Miami to win. Up next, our first New Year's 6 matchup, Missouri and Ohio State. Ohio State feels like, again, obviously, first time we'll be seeing the Buckeyes since their loss to Michigan. And their QB, Kyle McCord, has transferred since then. So, how will the Buckeyes look in this one? Marvin Harrison, will he play? Will he declare for the draft? No one knows yet. Yeah, Missouri, again, this is kind of like I'll have to kill about this game, because Missouri gives a damn. This is your best season in about 10 years. Brady Cook's in front of you. They're going to give Schwade, to punch it off with a bowl win to cap a great season for Eli Drinkwitz and the Tigers. And we know how Cody Schrader will look against that Ohio State front. Running the ball, how aloof and bold and second against the Buckeyes secondary. I think they stack up well. Again, Buckeyes. I'm not sure it's just game stuff. I don't know. I don't like them on the back end defensively. I think Bolden and Brady Cook can take advantage of this, of those miscues. And the Buckeyes. I really don't know who's starting at quarterback. Both of both positions. Really can't put my faith in them. But yeah, great job by Eli Drinkwood. Seems like but can he build a consistent? Got Brady Cook next year. The defense is gonna take a step back, Mizzou. Next year, I believe, losing a lot of talent, but he's done a good job. He kept like a top 10, top 5 prospect in state, I believe, like number one at the end. So good job there. I think Drake is building something special with Missouri. I think he caps it off this year for win over the Buckeyes in the Cotton Bowl. Give me Missouri to win. Oregon State and Notre Dame up next. Oregon State's obviously like they got a new haircut, so it's still functions in shambles. DJU transferred out of there. Like I just can't trust the users. So they're gonna want to win the show. They belong in the Power Five. He just schedule agreement with the Mountain West, but Sam Harmon left no name. He got a double plug and play ACC guy. Right? I just don't. I think the Beavs will be in shambles. Honestly, Jonathan Swift never welcome back in Corvallis. But yeah, I think Notre Dame gets one in the Sun Bowl. Give me Notre Dame. Clemson and Kentucky up next. Two of two halves of both these teams. Clemson struggled in the first half, came on strong late in the year. Kentucky started out of the gate strong, sucked lately, but they got through the Governor's Cup against Louisville, but don't think that's enough to get the win done. Rock seems right left for A&M, he did. Seems like Clemson might be on it up, right, to figure things out. Against Kentucky, think Dabble's gonna have his guys fired up for this one. I know Stoops will as well, but that was going to clap back at his critics against like Tyler on the spot book. So yeah, give me Clemson to win. Memphis and Iowa State up in next. I like Memphis in this one. Iowa State just kind of just middle of the pack, Big 12 wise. Memphis pretty solid season all around. Lost a close one to Missouri and St. Louis. So I think the Tigers have to come out the top. So give me Memphis. Let's have the Stinkos here. Auburn and Maryland up next. Maryland against out of the gate strong. Then they played Ohio State. Not the same team since. Obviously, no expected to beat the guys that like overall this season. Like Auburn, I know they lost to New Mexico State, but they've had some close games. Close losses to Alabama and Georgia. I think Hugh Freeze just needs time to cook. Let him cook. And I think he'll have Auburn back to like where Auburn's supposed to be like up in the top 15 feet for a playoff yearly. So yeah, it can be Auburn to win this one. Toledo and Wyoming up next. Toledo won the MAC, I believe, or they lost the MAC championship. I apologize, I can't follow. They made their conference title game. Wyoming did. That means I'm rolling with the Rockets. Give me Toledo. Alright, the Peach Bowl up next between Ole Miss and my team is the Penn State Nittany Lions. Gonna be very interesting to see how Lane Kiffin and his offense does against this Penn State defense. NW without Manny Diaz as he left to take the head coaching job at Duke. Sean Robinson's opt out for Penn State, but yeah, I will be interested to see how this defense looks without Diaz against the Rebels. But the Penn State is just so deep defensively. We can have a couple guys opt out like Taylor King, Sean Robinson, and Adisa Isaac, and just still be great defensively. Just great on defense. Great depth. I think Ole Miss can give him issues. Jackson Dot, Crenshaw, and Jake Lane Kiffin's got some stuff created up in the sleeve, but I think Penn State, I feel like he can run well against Ole Miss. I think Nicholas Singleton, Keyshawn Allen, Truett. I think Drew Allen shows. I think he can show up and play against high up competition. He kind of didn't show that against Michigan and Ohio State. I know Ole Miss isn't nearly a caliber. It's still an SEC team, but they're playing in SEC country, Atlanta. I think Alice steps up, answers some key questions. I think it's definitely potential for a shootout if Penn State's offense shows up against this bad Rebels D. I guess about middle of the pack, scoring wise game, but it's gonna be a good game. And I think Penn State gets the job done. I think their defense wins it at the end. Even if I made Diaz, some guys have to give me Penn State to win this one. Georgia and Florida State up next. Florida State, I talked about the snub in my Cottrell reaction video I posted yesterday. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. Yeah, Georgia, two teams that in most years, honestly, in any year but this year, or if your QB didn't get hurt, FSU would be in the playoff, and Georgia would probably be joining them. Nonetheless, these teams are relegated to the Orange Bowl. And Johnny Wilson opted out for FSU. Brock Bowers really opted out for Georgia. No three-peat for the Dogs, but honestly, it's very tough to judge these bowl games with like all these opt-outs and stuff now. But I I'm on of Georgia in this one. I know the Bills gonna have his guys motivated. I know it'll be Ron Mako, not uh whoever the third string is for FSU. But still, like guys like Johnny Wilson's opted out. Jared Vos, Keon Coleman might. Those will be big losses for those. Again, they're still not the same team. If this was a CFP game, Georgia would be 14-point favorites. Be a bad game. I feel bad for FSU in the playoff, but Carson Beck sounds like he's gonna come back to school for the year. Georgia's still just a much more talented team all around on FSU. Now, obviously, if Strauss is there for the nose, I think differently, but he's not, which is still like the main story. I do think both teams will be motivated and come out of the gates hungry for a win, being, getting snubbed from the CFP in both field views with Kobe Smart, Mike Novell. So I think this will be a good game, and I think it'll be a letdown. But I think FSU can use that edge early, but I think Georgia just talent superiority, and I think that's what gets the job done. Give me the Dogs to win. Picking the playoff up next. Iowa and Tennessee up next. Inept offense meets Josh Heupel, who really doesn't know what an inept offense is, even though Joe Milton isn't good. It sounds like we should get a look at a freshman for Tennessee up next. Like we have a freshman names. I apologize. I don't know his name, but it sounds like we should get a look at him against this Fiance defense for Iowa. I like Tennessee to suggest. Josh Heupel's gonna put up points. Like that's something we know. Unless he's saying was but Heupel, Tennessee, they're gonna put up points. Iowa, Williams never had ability, obviously, to put up points. But yeah, like the Vols, it's gonna be Tennessee. Wisconsin facing off against LSU. Don't know if Jaden Daniels will be in this bowl game or not. Either way, I like LSU. Even if LSU's guys, like Jaden Daniels, Malik Davis opted out of the bowl game. I still like LSU this year, Wisconsin. I thought I was really high on Luke Fickell coming into this year for the Badgers. But alas, they didn't live up to the hype. They've ability. LSU picked up the national title, and so stick with them to the very end. Give me the Tigers to win. Liberty and Oregon up next. Congrats to the Flames for being here on the field, but I definitely think SMU's more deserving of a spot here than Liberty. Bo Nix coming back for Oregon. They got Dylan giving the fan supporter, which is nice to see. Basically, copy and paste lefty Bo Nix. Let's say congrats to Liberty. You're undefeated, man. Jamie Chandler kept the momentum going from Hugh Freeze, but Oregon can beat every team but Washington. Can blow out every team but Washington. So I like the Ducks to this one quite handily. Liberty's had the momentum this time, but Oregon's gonna get a bowl win. Leary is to prove he's got these Ducks ready to face the Big Ten out. I know it's a little team, but outside of Washington. So give me an Oregon to win the Fiesta Bowl quite easily. Ending it, we got my CFP predictions. Starting up first with the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Alabama and Michigan. Sad to note, Alabama has never lost to the #1 ranked team in the CFP in its existence. But again, you got Michigan on the other side. Michigan's dominated everyone they played this year. Doesn't matter who. They just flat out beat them. But you can't bet against Nick Saban in spots like this. That's why I'm taking Alabama to win. Listen, Alabama, we all thought the dynasty was dead. I thought it was in September. I'll be honest. I thought the dynasty was dead. It was gone. But what Saban's been able to do, as well as Tommy Rees has been able to do with Jalen Miller in the past 2 months, has to be one of the best coaching jobs in college football history. To go from everybody doubting you to being the same team that people have felt for the past 15 years is incredible. Now, why I'm picking Alabama? Michigan really hasn't faced a quarterback like Jalen Miller who can make plays with his legs. That's gonna be something new for him to face. Obviously, all film, but doesn't isn't the same thing as seeing it in real life. And Alabama, Michigan's good on the O-line. They're good on the O-line, but they lost Zach Zintel against Ohio State. I like what Dallas Turner and the defense can do off the edge. Alabama, I think, is very good in the secondary. Michigan, I have some questions about at receiver and tight end, And so I'm thinking, if Alabama gets ahead by about 10 or so, this game could kind of split out of Michigan. Michigan obviously very much ready to like Blake Corum on the ground, and McCarthy's a good quarterback, and Harbaugh a good coach. But I think sounds like it sounds like this sounds like a 17-14, 2017 classic type of game. But I see Alabama the ones coming up victorious as Nick Saban reminds everyone this is his world. We're just living in it in the world of college football. Give me Alabama to win. Up next, Texas and Washington. No shortage of storylines in this game. Sock facing his former team, Pac-12 last chance to CFP national title. Texas last season picked up and they got off a bang for into the SEC. Washington beat Texas in the Alamo Bowl last year. Malik Murphy fancying out of Texas. That's the storyline, just something I had to mention. But yeah, who's I like in this one? Washington's receivers, I do think, match up very well against Texas' secondary. That's a big scale for me for the Longhorns. But I think Texas this year, save for a Heisman moment drive by Dylan Gabriel against Oklahoma, has been Texas. They've been back this year for real. This has to make it a shootout. This is going to be a shootout. It's going to be an instant classic. It's going to be like a 48-45 kind of game. But I'm going to roll with Texas in this one. Hook 'em horns. I like Texas. USC taking a huge leap this year under Sox. Only came back for another year. Xavier Wolvie, Adion Mitchell, Chavion Seattle's a tight end, I really like those guys for Texas on the outside against Caleb Williams. Washington isn't that good on the defensive side. Texas is, has questions like I said in a second, but they're very good in the trenches. I believe they can get pressure to Penix, affect his throws, throw him off his game just a bit. I believe they can plug up Dylan Johnson. Is that his name? I think that's the next name for Washington. I apologize if it isn't. Can make Washington's offense run the national passing for those big guys Texas has on the defensive line. I think Texas will be able to run the ball off the offensive line and CJ Baxter. And they'll be able to run the ball. They could be able to be like have your whole offensive game plan, make Washington one-dimensional. That is the difference as I see Texas. Both lower seeds win. Texas makes the national title game, giving us a rematch of 2009. End of week 2. Now, yep, national championship up next. Alabama and Texas. Who do I think will win the national championship? Will Saban cement his place as a legend, or will Texas get the job done? Obviously, Texas won by 10 on the road in Tuscaloosa when these teams met earlier this year. But a lot has changed since then. A lot of football injuries have taken their toll on Texas. And now it's a completely different team of Jalen Miller behind a quarterback. And it is hard to beat the same team twice in a single season. Let's start by saying this. I love Texas. I love what Sox building there. Honestly, I think will bring them a national championship. Texas is an outstanding team. But what they were able to do was 1 out the clock, 7.5 minutes. That's impressive, but they lost their running back, Jonathan Brooks. CJ Baxter was great, but that was a concern. He was a huge part of that game. Quinn Ewell say the best game of his college career probably in that game. But Saban seen you before. We saw us against LSU, blew them out when they won. I'm not saying it's gonna be a blowout, but what I'm saying is Saban's gonna see what Ewell did to him in week 2. He's gonna make the necessary adjustments. He's gonna bring the score down. Gonna bring it to Alabama's pace. I think Miller more comfortable using his legs and making throws against Texas. I think Texas, they got those big D linemen, but they can struggle on the outside. I think Miller uses legs, and I think Saban outcoaches Sock. Texas, make some old Texas mistakes at the other ugly head. It's gonna be a classic, gonna be down to the wire, but I think Nick Saban puts an exclamation point on his most impressive coaching campaign yet as Alabama reigns supreme yet again. Alabama will be your national champions this year. I'm back to talk the college football world. Give me Alabama to beat Texas in the college football playoff. That'll do it for me here. Thank you for watching me predict every college football bowl game and the college football playoff. Hope you all enjoy bowl season. Have a happy holidays.